That's pretty good.
Sorry. It's too loud? That's pretty lady. Huh? You hear? Is it good? Alright. Enjoy the sugar.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the dating game. Are we all excited to be here today? I'm your host, Clementine. Many of you probably remember me from my previous show, Real Housewives of South Carolina, 16 and Married. But today's not about me. We have searched long and hard for a deserving woman to find love. And this is a woman who has spent years doing research, countless hours making lectures, and even more time listening to first-year medical students complain that the holes don't perfectly fit in their binders. Are we ready to meet our bachelorette? Well, let's introduce her, Dr. Deborah Hazen-Martin. About yourself?
Well, first of all, I haven't been this excited since that time in grad school when I had to breastfeed in the janitor's class. I had to straddle a bucket.
Oh my goodness. Why don't you tell everybody what you're looking for in a man?
He has to, preferably a swimmer's build. Of course, a love of anatomy.
All right. Well, Dr. Hazen-Martin, are you ready to meet your bachelors? We have searched long and hard within a 3-building radius of where we are currently standing to find you the perfect man. So let's bring him out. Our first contestant is a man of science with an artist's soul, introducing Dr. Kubalik.
Good afternoon. It's an honor to be here on this stage to discuss with you the development in vivo of the concept of love between two adult humans
How about bachelor number 2? He's our most well-connected player. He's got family in Washington, Dr. Bernacki.
Stephen? Well, I had to skip my Pilates class to be here today. You're welcome. Although, I feel like I should mention that my wife dropped me off here today. She doesn't trust me to drive. So, if this works out, you'll have to drive me home.
Oh, okay, well, we probably should have checked that first, but why don't we move on to bachelor number 3? He's straight out of Jersey. He's the man that invented GTL, Dr. McDermott.
You guys need a joke. So there's these sperms swimming along. Yeah. Sperm in the front says, "Come on, guys, I think I see the egg." And, the guy in the back yells up, "Keep swimming, buddy. That's just the tonsils."
Are you ready for bachelor number 4? This is a man who's taught most of the men in this room, and he'll probably retire after he teaches their grandkids, Dr. Ondo. For bachelor number 5, I'm sorry, my teleprompter must be wrong. It says, Dr. Reverend Francis Spinelli, MD, PhD, Esquire the Third.com. Okay, well, I guess he decided he didn't want to do it. I don't know. We could.
All right. I don't know about you all, but I am ready for some romance.
Don't you mean, romance?
Oh, not romance. It's the most common mispronunciation in the country. It really ticks me off. It's not diastole, it's diastole. It's spinale, not spinal. And it's romance, not romance. I can't stand it when people pronounce things wrong. Isn't that right, Dr. Kubalak?
This is just centimeters all over again, isn't it?
Bachelor number 6. This is a distinguished Brit with the sexiest accent around, Dr. Davies.
So, it's actually pronounced Davis. I know you American like to say it Davies, but yeah, we English say it a bit differently. But what do we know? It's not as if we invented the language.
Whatever you say, Dr. Davies. Bachelor number 7. This is the nicest man around, out to prove they don't finish last, Dr. Kaplan.
Hey everybody! everybody, Mike Kaplan here. Thanks for having me on your show, and I can't wait to show you my special stains.
Well, Dr. Hazen Martin, are you ready to get started with the questioning?
Okay, so, Bachelor number 1, what is your ideal first date?
Well, if we go way back to the beginning of the show, we discussed that we would be discussing the development of love with the date, and the first part of many dates is a good dinner. So, I would first show up at your door with a picture. If you see of a embryonic heart, much in development, like my heart is developing for you. But then, of course, over time, we must discuss what happens next. And so, that certainly woke me up. Can you get out your clickers? We have, oh, I'm sorry, reset the responses, please. I'm sorry, technical difficulties. No, there's a green button. We pull. Okay. So you have 30 seconds. Please be aware that I got this question from the eHarmony World Bank. It will be on your boards. Please take your time responding. There's no rush. See. A few seconds left. Make sure your responses are in. 62, it's a good number. So it seems, oh, okay. So it seems that you all think the majority examine human anatomy. Well, I'll certainly get my gloves. But it's a good answer, it's a correct answer. But is it the best answer? You see, seems humanitas is always the best answer. So why don't we go right in, up? As you see here, it's, I'm sorry, if I can have a moment. Look at that structure. Intricate and delicate, like the human body. Next week, oh. Well then, it seems someone played a practical joke. It's very mature of you, Paul. And there's a cheesehead. You know, Packers, Aaron Rodgers, discount, double check. Thank you.
Bachelor number 2, what do you consider to be your greatest strength?
Well, I would have to say that I'd be very good at finding your fossa.
And putting my finger into it.
First, how college? Second, you didn't exactly answer my question. But I have something to. I have a question. Another question for you, actually. Did you know that you can actually contract your pelvic diaphragm? I'm doing it right now. You should try it. Try it. Are you doing it?
I am now.
Okay, so moving on to Bachelor number 3. How defined is your serratus anterior?
I don't know much about anterior, so I'm a pretty big fan of posterior.
My, you certainly are corny.
Stories about corn. Me and my buddies in college. Never mind. I'm gonna get myself into trouble. You know what? Never mind. Wait, the honor of the day. You, sir. Yeah. You been sleeping? I like to pick on people. You know, nothing personal. Good guy. You know.
Just a little bit of a backstory to that question. My son is a swimmer, and I took him to a swim meet once. It was a really big meet, and you know, swim meets. You wait 5 hours to watch 30 seconds of swimming. So I was writing grants and grading papers, and there was a big commotion over on the pool deck, and I looked up, and the entire men's Brazilian swim team was deck changing. And I just said to myself, what's an anatomist to do? Moving on, Bachelor number 4. What's the best way to sweep a girl off her feet? Hold on, I need a moment. He's even better than Jack Nicholson. Okay, just a couple more and I think we have our winner. Let's move on to Bachelor number 5. Bachelor number 5, how can we grow together as people?
I will fundamentally change the way that you feel about romance. Let me say that one more time. I will fundamentally change the way that you feel about romancing.
Okay.
I will fundamentally change the way that you feel about romancing.
Are you quite finished, Francis?
Yeah. Why would I say something 4 times?
Oh, it's bachelor number 6, the exotic foreigner.
Yeah, so I know you're probably thinking, oh, he's English for our first date. Probably go out for tea and crimpets and watch season 3 of Downton Abbey or something like that. But I'm not really into that sort of thing. I'd actually quite prefer going out for a pie and a pint. And maybe at some point introduce you to my cat. Call him Old Cat. I used to have another cat, older cat, but he died. Yeah, so a bit more about myself. I know I mentioned David Blaine in one of my lectures, but I actually consider myself more of a Chris Angel mind freak. I also love talking about the benzose phosphate pathway, life forces, my favourite enzyme, PepCK. Only don't mention lactic acidosis. It's rubbish and it makes me proper angry. And you don't want to see me when I'm angry.
It appears that you have similar feelings about lactic acidosis that I do about lactiferous ducts. They don't exist. Bachelor number 7. What makes you unique?
Yeah. No, yeah. Okay, I see. I'd like to start by maybe going through my day. It's pretty normal stuff. Usually going to school about 1 a.m. during a storm. Record a lecture for a student because, she said she couldn't hear a conjunction quite properly, and I just want to make sure it's crystal clear for all my students. Then, later in the day, one girl mentioned she was kind of hungry, so I took my whole class out for a banquet meal at Stars. Only a few students complained, so I thought that was a pretty good success. Let's see, later in the day, I took a few laps around the Indian Ocean looking for Malaysia Flight 720, and you know what? I couldn't find it. I'm sorry. This one's on me. I'll work harder next time. Then on my way home, I saw a bus kind of pooching over into the Ashley River. So I grabbed it by its assiness, and you know what? It was heavier than the world's largest bagel, I swear. And I pulled it up, and I saved every child's life on board. And then on my way home, I also saw a dog shivering, and so I gave it my coat, and it mostly fit. So, just normal stuff. Normal stuff. Thank you.
Well, aren't you just the sweetest man ever?
What, me?
Well, Dr. Hazen Martin, have you made your choice?
I have.
Who's it gonna be?
I'm sorry, Jack Nicholson, but bachelor number 7.
What, me? Me and my bagel belly? No. All these guys are so nice. I'm sorry for winning, everybody.
Come here, you.
I see. Oh. Thanks for having me on the show, everybody. Have a nice day.
applause for the professors and doing a good job this year.